Hello. This is Irene with SaugaTalks. Hello, everyone. I know you're watching SaugaTalks regularly, but I still want to encourage you to follow SaugaTalks on LinkedIn, on Twitter, watch on YouTube. You have the entire library stored on YouTube for your delight, because I cover with amazing leaders, with amazing influencers, and technical, fascinating people. I cover a broad range of topics here, all the way from artificial intelligence, automation, to metaverse and Web3 and blockchain, and the latest series I've done on FinOps, which is finance plus DevOps for everyone who is experimenting in the cloud. And of course, a lot of AI strategists and machine learning specialists doing their experimentations there. So it all comes together here at SaugaTalks. There are playlists for you, especially by topic. So please enjoy those. Let us know, because the leaders I'm speaking with, they want to hear back. They want your engagement. They want your opinion, knowing which points resonate. What is it of interest to you, our audience? I'm so extremely privileged because Sabine VanderLinden with me. Sabine, how are you?
I'm very well, Irene. Thank you very much for having me on SaugaTalks today.
Lovely, absolutely. I know, Sabine, you and I, we've done panel with Imtiaz Adam at some point, at Insurance and Technical AI conference at some point. I loved have you as a guest of the panel. And today, again, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to discuss InsurTech trends with you. All right, because the industry is booming despite the economic landscape, despite the fact that companies are really thinking about where they're investing their bucks. They're really thinking what kind of talent is crucial for them at the moment. We hear about layoffs, and we hear about hires, and we hear about investment in startups. So let's start with technology a little bit, because it's extremely exciting space to be in. Don't you agree?
I definitely agree, Irene. Technology is the core of everything we do. You know, if you think about the 1970s when insurance moved from paper to automation, that happened in 1970. That's when you started thinking about processes. And today, you know, when you look at how far the industry has gone, now it's all about advanced technology. You mentioned artificial intelligence. This is core to a lot of the things we do. But, you know, we need the cloud. We need digital twins. We need all this great stuff, which helps build the businesses of tomorrow. And as you know, InsurTech enables us to do that often. And we love working with them. You highlighted that the market has been shrinking from an investment viewpoint. I always find the numbers interesting, right? 67 billion USD dollars have been invested in InsurTech so far. That represent probably 10% of what you would have in fintech. I think fintech is around 674 billion USD dollars investment over the past 10, 12 years. And this year is going to be one of the worst year in our investment years, actually. 17 billion were invested last year. It's going to be around, I think, 10 billion, 9 to 10 billion this year.
Okay, a lot to work with still, don't you think? Yes, it's not the perfect economic landscape. When is it? Okay, when was it perfect? Tell me. But yeah, this is a rhetorical question, all right? So
When
with
was
that,
perfect?
yep,
Yes.
yep. I am on technology side. I'm really interested in understanding how technology is driving innovation. Sometimes it's not necessarily new business models. Sometimes it's just technology that offers these business models. So how is it for insurance today? What are the top trends that you're seeing?
Yes, the top trends. So I will try and split them into three because, as you said, it's not just about business model, right? Horizon 3. I think when you look at insurers today, the questions they tend to ask is, how can you help me improve my processes? You know, this statement around the 1970, it's really about process innovation, RPAs and stuff like that, but also about product and services innovation, what you would call sustaining innovation. So where are the trends? Well, the trends which excite me personally include things which are going to impact different part of the insurance value chain. So for example, I'm doing a lot of work around embedded health. So embedded insurance linked to embedded finance. If you think about the technology world, around $42 billion have been invested in embedded finance, which include insurance and health. And what you find is the past 2 years have been hot, right? Embedded insurance has been hot, which means how do you build product and services using advanced technology, artificial intelligence being part of it, where you actually are somebody else's sales and distribution channel. So let's say I'm an insurance company, but I'm going to sell through a bank, or I'm going to sell through a retail platform. So that is sales and distribution. And what you're actually seeing is gradually digitization and digital transformation enable this to move to other part of the value chain, meaning you can have infrastructure as a service where the technology is a little bit like your iOS, right? The little apps you have on your phone where you can work with other people in the ecosystem to start building solution of the future. So that is embedded insurance. I'm fascinated by embedded health. We have a big problem around longevity. Older people, we're all getting older. There's fewer younger people, but both, need health support. And as you probably saw for the past 2 years, it's been a big revolution around understanding health from a fitness, a wellness, mental health issues, and using actually platforms to start aggregating all those different services into one. So when you start combining the health as a service, let's say the infrastructure components of the iOS I just mentioned, plus the different little apps, which may be different startups, then you start combining tech with digital ecosystem. You start building interesting propositions which can be delivered through different distribution mechanism. So to do that, you need the cloud, you need artificial intelligence, you need to think about maybe, in some respect, if it is not just health, it's just insurance, digital twins, you need to start around to think about the technology which comes together to start building those capabilities of the future. So that will be one aspect. And I mentioned again, embedded health, which gets us into embedded artificial intelligence, all right, embedded intelligence, where you start using AI, very sophisticated algorithmic modeling to start reinventing the way you distribute and you serve insurance to the customer or the consumer. So when you start looking at this embedded intelligence, you need to start thinking about other issues such as ethics as well, ethical artificial intelligence, and how you make sure your products are fair to distribute. But also you need to think about the customer segments you are going after. And a lot of insurance companies today are going to, are seeking to serve the underserved, to address that protection gaps you may have heard about. So that are some examples where embedded start, touching technology to start serving the customer better. And, that could be for your home insurance, for your travel insurance, for your car insurance, in addition to looking at, some of the big topic that is going to continue affecting us next year, such as, ESG as an example.